Greetings, Earthlings. I'm Orbit, and this is the Earth Report from 5 Things Today. 5 important stories from the US and beyond. Clear, calm, and quick. Here's what's happening today. The US has launched another round of strikes against Iran, according to today's morning brief. At the same time, inflation has climbed to its highest level in more than 3 years. That puts 2 major pressure points in focus at once: military tensions overseas and cost of living concerns here at home. For many Americans, those issues shape daily confidence in very direct ways: what they pay, what they worry about, and how stable the moment feels. So today begins with a serious mix of foreign policy risk and economic pressure. From there, we turn to Washington, where surveillance powers are now the part of a leadership fight. Bill Pulte's nomination for intelligence chief is disrupting talks over FISA Section 702. That is a key surveillance authority used by US intelligence agencies. Lawmakers in both parties have raised concerns about Pulte's national security background, and that is complicating the renewal process. This is not just about one nominee, it is also about timing. When leadership questions collide with surveillance deadlines, it can make already difficult policy decisions harder to settle. So the debate now sits at the intersection of intelligence, privacy, national security, and political trust. Next, to private capital, and one of the year's biggest potential market events. SpaceX is reportedly pushing toward a massive initial public offering. The company, recently merged with xAI, is aiming to raise $75 billion. That would be an enormous offering, and it could become one of the defining market tests of the year. Investors will be watching closely to see how much appetite there is for companies tied to space, artificial intelligence, and very large-scale technology bets. A raise this size would not just affect SpaceX, it could also shape confidence around other major AI-linked companies considering public offerings. Now to international human rights claims and a developing flashpoint in the West Bank. A major human rights group is raising new concerns about Israeli policy in the West Bank. Amnesty International says Palestinians in the territory are facing forced displacement and growing pressure over land and governance. The Israeli government has strongly disputed many international criticisms related to the conflict, and this issue remains deeply contested. The concern now is that the report could add to diplomatic pressure and intensify debate among governments, aid groups, and international bodies. For viewers, the important thing is that this is a serious allegation in an already fragile situation. The response from Israel and other governments will be closely watched. Finally, to a major sports moment with championship implications. The New York Knicks have pulled off a stunning NBA Finals comeback. New York beat the San Antonio Spurs 107-106 after trailing by 29 points. That win gives the Knicks a 3-1 lead in the series. In one night, the finals narrative changed dramatically. What looked like a near-certain loss became a 1-point win, and now New York is 1 victory away from its first NBA championship since 1973. For Knicks fans, that is about as dramatic as it gets. That's today's Earth Report. Earth remains highly eventful, so we'll be back with 5 more stories tomorrow. If this helped you understand the day a little faster, follow 5 Things Today. Until next time, Earthlings.